Amy Schumer's in the news. She's in the news for stealing jokes. She's also in the news for becoming uptight, and it's hard for those of us who loved her to be stabbed in the back. Sarah Silverman was our guiding light when it came to women fighting the PC police, and then she said that students are on the right side of history and college kids that are PC are actually right, and you shouldn't call things gay. Ow. Now we have Amy getting uptight about stuff. But what brought this all to the forefront was stealing jokes. There was some comedians on Twitter who called her out a couple of weeks ago and said that she had been stealing their material. They even said at least Cosby would knock people out before he raped them. That rape jokes, by the way, seem to make people more mad than the joke stealing. But joke stealing is a big deal. In the comedy land, it shut down the Fat Jew. When Joe Rogan called out Carlos Mencia for stealing jokes, Carlos's career was adios. So we should look at that first. And also, it's good for clicks, so I'm just going to ride this controversy by providing a bunch of eye candy that I can then, like a lamprey, attach my own political crap on and send it out into the ocean. So let's start with some of the more egregious ones. Here is Patrice O'Neill talking about a disgusting sex act called the gorilla mask.
You come in the face, right, and then take some pubic hair and throw it at her.
Here's Amy describing a similar act on her HBO special.
Comes on the girl's face and then throws the pubes so she has that facial hair.
Okay, here's Patrice describing an even more horrific sex move.
You're fucking her from behind, and then you sneak out, and he takes your place, and then you walk outside and wave at her through the window.
And here's Amy describing the same thing with a different name.
The worst one I've ever heard is the Houdini, which is where the guy's having sex with the girl from behind. Then unbeknownst to her, his friend subs in for him. Guy number one runs outside, knocks on the window, waves to the girl.
Those seem pretty bad. They do seem pretty bad. However, if you were ever in the smoking section in high school, you would already be familiar with these terms. Ghost sex is in the Urban Dictionary. That's the one that Amy Schumer renamed Houdini and Patrice renamed Poltergeist. Gorilla mask is in there. It's just up there with Rusty Trombone and Cleveland Steamer. Please don't look those up. We regret talking about them in high school. Now, Amy used to open for Patrice. I don't know. In a sense, they both plagiarized high school kids. It was kind of lame that either of them said those on stage. The problem with Amy's plagiarism here is the sheer number of them. Here's a much more crystal clear example from John Mulaney.
Blacking out is when you drink so much that your brain goes to sleep, but your body gets all Eye of the Tiger and soldiers on.
Now here's Amy.
And I black out when I drink. Isn't that the worst? No, your mind goes to sleep, but your body's like, tonight is my night.
Now, the three women who started this whole thing, Kathleen Madigan, Tammy Pescatelli, and Wendy Liebman, list many cases like that. Here's the worst one, I think, from Wendy Liebman.
Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I like it when the guy pays for sex. I mean that.
Now, here's Amy saying the exact same thing on her HBO special.
I'm very old school. I think the guy should always pay on the first date for sex.
That joke, I've heard other people say. I think it's her most famous joke. I believe it's on the Hold music or something at a comedy club. Now, if she made up the same joke at the same time, and then you hear that joke's already a popular joke, then kill that joke. You can't stick it in a special. Kathleen Madigan was another one who was annoyed. She said this about a diet suggestion for Oprah.
You have enough money to pay a man to stand there and literally slap shit out of your hand before you put it in your mouth.
And this is a sketch Amy did on her show.
Then, before you can say slap shaft, they knock it out of your stupid mouth. Slap shaft.
Madigan also suggested this was a great way to lose weight.
You're so rich, you could pay someone to exercise you. You could just lay there.
And here's a sketch Amy did on her show.
The Sleep Gym trainers take your body through strenuous workouts.
Now, another person to come out of the woodwork is a comedian named Joseph Tran. He had a series out that was called Reasons Not to Date a Magician, I believe, and that included this funny little trick with a condom. And it included this coming out of a vagina. Here's Amy doing the condom bit on her show.
No glove, no love. Please. Amy, you make me feel like an animal.
And here's Amy doing the vagina thing.
Oh my God.
No.
Now, I don't know. Well, not a lot of people have heard of Joseph Tran's. I hadn't until this came out. Joseph Tran. Oops. And it's a tough call. What's going on here? You got to remember that Amy Schumer has a massive team of writers writing on these things. All dudes, it seems. One of the best ones was this sketch about not wearing makeup. Which I believe won her an Emmy, which I think should have gone to Kurt Metzger, because I'm pretty sure he's the one behind that. I don't know, it's confusing. There's so many millions of jokes out there. There's so many hours of material, and she gave herself a pretty good explanation on Jim Norton's show. Let's check that out.
I'm literally going to take a polygraph test and put it on my show this season. And I promise whatever the results are, I won't let them cut. I will show that I had never seen Patrice do that bit. I had definitely never seen Tammy Pescatelli do that. Like, I didn't happen to catch her 2006 Comedy Central special and like sit on that bit till I got a movie. Like, I sat on that bit for 9 years and then was like, here's my chance to steal that Tammy, the famous Tammy P bit. I had never seen Kathleen Madigan's Oprah bit.
Yeah. I mean, Slap Chef, I could have seen that being a coincidence. Or, you know, another one that she was in trouble for was this thing about women dressing you ugly to make other men not want you.
Right? That's why men, if we love you, we dress you for other women too. That's why we dress you stupid.
This is Amy saying it in Trainwreck.
You dress him like that so nobody else wants to have sex with him? That's cool.
A lot of joke stealing. Looks pretty bad for Amy. Looks pretty bad. And I know she's got a lot of writers on her show, but the buck stops at the top. I'd be a lot more sympathetic, Amy, if you hadn't stabbed us in the back. We were part of the free speech guys. She was anti-PC. She was anti-censorship. She was all about open discourse. She'd come on Fox News and fight with Steven Crowder, call him a Catholic comedian, Christian comedian. It was fun.
I'm flirting. This is me flirting. Is it working?
She spat on me during the commercial break.
We loved her. Every time people said, you think women aren't funny? We go, oh, we sure do think they're funny. Check out our girl, Amy. And then she gets all political and becomes the new Lena Dunham. We see her with her idiot cousin, virtue signaling about gun control and pretending that background checks or assault weapon bans could possibly do anything to mass shooting numbers. They haven't, and they won't. Then a kid makes a funny tweet. Hey, I spent the night with Amy. She goes, what? 'Cause I'm a whore? Yeah, that's been the deal. You take a little bit of slutty behavior and you balloon it up to be funny. You take a little bit of normal racism and you balloon it up to be funny. And then she goes, no. That was a role I was playing while you guys were supporting me and while everyone was clapping and while I was getting gigs and while I was appearing on all your shows. No. I was playing a racist Republican. You guys are racist. I hate your guts. And we're stuck there, stabbed.
We paved the way for her to go up there, and we said, thank you, finally, one of us fighting the PC police. And then she gets there and goes, actually, I'm one of the PC police.
Well, I mean, to be fair, to her credit, I mean...
That's two, Amy!